Okay, welcome to another edition of Steve's Daily News, and I'm your most trusted resource for current events, local news, and 1,000% biased, opinionated reporting, for which I would like to claim that all reporting has a bias and agenda these days, and the days of free press are over. Okay, so the reason why I'm your most trusted resource is because there's nothing politically correct about my show. Okay, and I actually deliver news that you can use, not the news that's trying to brainwash you. Okay, and today's reporting comes from the Star Telegram. It's Wednesday, April 11, 2018, and you could easily get your own copy of this and form your own opinions, and I feel that my true objective in this reporting agenda is to find like-minded people, not so much be an influencer, but I could do that, anything good that comes out of this, I'm happy. And you may also wonder why. Why do I do this? It's because, we do this because we have our purpose in life and nothing's going to stop us. And part of my journey has been taking this first step, which is always the hardest part of any journey. And I think secondly, 90% of success is just showing up in the first place. And so that's what I intend to do. We're going to keep showing up. There may be adversity and trials in our life, but nothing's going to stop us because we have plans of success. Am I right? So, for the news, April 11, 2018, top headline for today: Zuckerberg, apologetic impounding by Congress. What are they doing to poor Mr. Zuckerberg? Apparently, he got pounded by Congress. And I tell you what, I'm not surprised at all. Those are some sick people up there. Just absolutely sick. I'm sure they pounded him all right. What do we see here? Facebook, they gave information to somebody that they shouldn't have, and they used it wrong. And I guarantee you, who was it? More to come on that. We're going to find out. That's interesting. All right, next one. Lawsuit seeks to put a stop to red light cameras. I love that one. Red light cameras. Aren't those just, a complete disaster? What a ripoff. The majority of our vehicles aren't even operating under transportation. Transportation itself is defined in the Code of Law as a commercial vehicle. Vehicle defined under Code of Law as a transportation. Most of us are just your common traveler, not under that traffic law. Which I know that's something y'all don't understand right now, but my lawyer's his name is Juan Dominguez, and if you give him a call, he'll be happy to explain it to you. Okay? Besides that, it's a violation of everything we stand for. We don't want cameras looking at us. And who's to say that it was even me driving the car? Who's to say it wasn't my brother who borrowed my car and ran a light, and now I'm receiving this ticket? There's a lot of things wrong with it. It's just wrong. The cameras don't need to be there. They're putting cameras everywhere. Do you realize there's a camera everywhere? You carry cameras around with you everywhere you go. Microphone to cameras, and then you look around, you see all these cameras that are connected to the internet and networked in. Everything is under surveillance now. We even have satellites looking down on, so they get views from all angles. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. conspiracies, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anybody's looking through the Periscope, see what's going on, because that would be wrong. That would be wrong. And I think, what would I do if I had that power? Would I look at the naked ladies? Or would I, invade people's privacy for any reason? I love this. After chaos of birth in lobby, Uber catches up. I think it's pretty obvious. After I've studied marketing, and you should notice that Uber has been talked about a lot in stories, on the news. Celebrities talk about how they used Uber. Uber sneaks their way into commercials on the radio where the people who are selling their services happen to have used an Uber that day. And even when people talk about other ride services, we just generically call it Uber. And I think it's, you don't see Uber advertising, but you do see them in the stories. And I think that's great, because we read about it. If people are using Uber, it's fantastic. And for those of you who don't know, that's what I do. I'm an Uber driver. And I highly recommend it. It gives you free time to do whatever you want to do, like stupid stuff like this. Pursue other things. What else are we working with? Check it out. Yep. Oh, check. Raid on Trump's lawyer. Sought records of payments to 2 women. And let's be honest, I think that Trump did hire these pornographic people and had sex with them. I think that. I believe that. I think that it happened. I just think that, as we are being presented this information, it's being presented as if he's done it and he's guilty. It's presumed. It's very presumptuous. They always say they seized the documents that showed that he did this and so on. And none of this has been proven. And as President Trump has stated, this is a witch hunt. And it's completely ridiculous, he says. So, what then? Great publicity for the president. It's interesting that, people, the opposition is trying to ride this out, milk it for all it's worth, and really tarnish the president, and I think that's really all they care about. And these are people that are probably very guilty of the same temptations and succumb to the very same things. But, at this point, what do these porn stars have to gain from exposing Trump at this point, and not when he was running for president? But now that he is president, I guess the amount that they would lose for violating their disclosure agreement is lesser than the amount they perceive they have to gain from this publicity and potentially making the reenactment pornos, which we're all looking forward to. Just kidding, Grandma. So, next thing is anyways, I don't buy into all this stuff anyways. What we have is things to talk about. Sleight of hand. While something's going on over here, we're doing something over here that you don't really notice because we're all looking over here. Get it? Do you understand what that means? I don't know. I'm not participating in it. I'm just observing and thinking critically, and I have a tendency to be suspicious of people. Just talk to my ex-wife. That's a joke. Okay, let's see. I'm going to talk about who died. Let's pay some respects. Look at this cowboy, Bob Walker. Why do we know him? with great sadness, we announced the passing of Bob Walker. He is the only one in the obituary section wearing a cowboy hat, and that's how he got talked about in my news broadcast today. There he is. Good name, you know. Let's see, ADT Painting. If you want this guy, hire them and you get him. Little midget with a big old head. See that? Oh Lord, have mercy on me. This is a reaction video. Reaction to the Star Telegram. Okay, Fort Worth man charged with murder. 37-year-old in Fort Worth. There he is. May God have mercy on you, sir. I hope that hope you find peace. We do really have a problem in America with our prison systems. You know, I think one of the great things about America is we are the front runners in problem solving and innovation, and that puts us always, you know, we are the first people to have everything, which is wonderful. But I think other countries get to use our example, expand on our ideas, come up with the derivative and the next improvement. And we can take a look at some of the things that they're doing. You know, I have no problem with that. I'm very patriotic. You know, but there's been some popular videos circulating the internet on the way some other countries are doing things. You know, we have to vote those things into play. Find the politicians that are have agreement with those things. And because what we have is this prison complex, it's very deeply rooted in the government and lobbyists and things of that nature. It's very profitable business, and it's very sad. Very sad. The United States has the biggest percentage and amount of people in prison. As far as I know. All right. Fort Worth resident claims a $3 million lottery prize. That is outstanding. That is just truly genius. I wish I would have bought that ticket. I bought one recently, I have to say. I don't usually, but fell on hard times, and I felt that winning the lottery overnight was basically the only thing that could save my situation. And so I played, and I didn't win. Did not win. Did not win. Euless suspect has abuse history. Now, I gotta tell you guys, just stop. Don't read the news. Because you need to have a positive outlook on your life. This stuff is almost just designed to bring you down. Like, wow, what a horrible world we live in, you know? Parents of slain woman start project to help rape victims. See what I'm talking about? Everything is just negative. Bad. And then what's going to be the good shining light in this paper? Is it going to be puppies? Is it going to be elementary school kids with great accomplishments? Let's look and find something, because all of this news is just tragic. And then, you know, this alcohol might help you feel better, but then you'll just feel worse afterwards, right? So maybe all this stuff depresses you, and then what do? You go drink. And then what do you numb yourself. So, man, I'm glad nobody's reading the newspaper anymore. You know, the newspaper is dead. It's dying. Dying industry because of the internet and everything, all that jazz. So nobody wants to buy this anymore and junk up their house. And like, look at this article is by Diane Smith, a terrible news writer. Is sex trafficking happening near your child's school? They're trying to make you worry about that stuff. And I gotta tell you, you should be worried because it's not talked about, but it is going on, right? But the problem, I think, is why is it not being talked about? There's so much being talked about. How do they pick and choose what it is that we focus on, right? Wow. Free seminar. Stem cell therapy. Now that's revolutionary. We didn't have that when I was a kid. Isn't that awesome? Talk about some of these really great success stories with stem cells, and I feel as if, you can get it fixed. If you can, I think at this point I feel that they take they harvest the stem cells from your own body, so it's like a transplant, right? I say go for it. All right, but then right here it says, no medications, no surgery. That's really interesting. So why are they saying that? How are you generating stem cells without medications and surgery? I'm not going to that seminar, okay? Well, Google it. Horrible news. Everything's bad. All right. I'm currently in the middle of a traffic camera ordeal. Okay, I got a traffic camera ticket. I received it in the mail. Not sure what I'm going to do about it, so we're going to actually go a little bit more in depth into this article. So the question is, pay up? As the lawsuit and petition drive move forward, some wonder whether they have to pay these red light tickets. Officials note that the tickets are civil violations, not criminal, which means they don't show up on driving records or impact insurance rates. And they can't be reported to credit bureaus, so they don't affect any credit records. Well, that's good news. But some Texas counties, such as Dallas, flag motorists with unpaid red light tickets and block their vehicle registrations until fines are paid. That's bad news if you're in Dallas. Fortunately, I'm not. Tarrant County does not block vehicle registration for unpaid red light camera fines. I'm not there, but I'm pretty close to there. Proposals to end the practice of using red light cameras in Texas have gone before Texas legislature in recent years, but lawmakers have yet to pass any such measure. Greg Abbott has said he supports letting cities decide whether they should have red light cameras. They can't really justify giving us tickets for them, but maybe that's not really what the cameras are for. Maybe the cameras are just for surveillance, keeping records of where people are and where we're going and who's been where at what time. And I think, why do I think this? It's in the movies. They do it all the time. Hey, pull up that camera on 34th Street. Look at that car. You know what I mean? That's the news for today. I always wonder, did Star Telegram, they're always watched carefully over people that are commenting on their stuff, and do they give me a special newspaper knowing that I'm going to go through it and pick it apart? I don't know. But I think that everything happens for a reason, right? And the fact that we woke up today means that there's good things in store for us, and there are blessings to be received. You just have to reach for them, recognize the opportunities when they present themselves, because we create our own destiny in this world, and you have to make a choice to go for what you want in this life, to have achievements, because nothing's going to be given to you. And I guess that's it. I hope that somebody watches this. If you made it this far in the video, you could do me a huge favor. Comment, share, like, subscribe. Any or all of those things would greatly help me out to get me into the stream of people who may be into this kind of waste of time. You should actually be doing something productive. But I hope I helped you. I hope I helped myself. And we'll see you on the next show.